Before we get stuck into it, if you end up finding this video useful, please consider subscribing to keep up to date, as it helps out the channel a whole bunch. Alright, so let's get stuck into it. You talk to Bottles straight out of Banjo's house, and then we come into our first level, which is sort of this spiral mountain area. But it's sort of messed up a bit differently to what Spiral Mountain normally is. So we'll have this one level here, and then we'll have the one level inside Grunty's lair. I'm going to be showing through the whole game just a bit quicker than normal speed, and you'll see where all the notes and jiggies are and everything. In this igloo up here, which is normally where the cauliflower is in Banjo-Kazooie, there's a nice token which is worth getting. Yeah, once you come out of the igloo here, you can take a right to where the quarries normally are and get another token here. I'm going to make our way up here and grab this token under the bridge. And we'll head up Spiral Mountain itself to grab this fourth token and another token here. The tokens are kind of where the honeycombs were in the original game, roughly. Although there wasn't a honeycomb on top of Spiral Mountain. Alright, so now we got 5 tokens we can actually transform with Mumbo. We need to do this transformation to proceed on with the game. Alright, so we're going to transform here just by pressing B and it turns us into the bee. Basic bee controls, you want to press A and A again to fly if you'd like to. You can go faster by holding B while you're flying, and you can turn much better by holding R while you're flying. So we're just going to go by with the bee and grab some extra stuff that we need. Alright, so cool thing with the bee is you can actually get up the top of Grunty's lair here, and it de-transforms you so that you can ground pound this switch. So this was sort of the whole purpose of getting the bee here, was to get up onto the top of Grunty's lair here and fall down. There's a little trick to avoid taking damage if you jump off the ledge. You just ground pound beforehand and fall off while you're in the ground pound recoil, and that stops you taking damage there. Another token here. Why not? So you can see there are quite a few tokens around the place if you didn't get those same 5 I did to become the bee. Alright, so we're going to head through into Grunty's lair itself now. And it's sort of laid out kind of like how the lair is in 2E actually. But we can peek through that painting and we get into this sort of first level area of the game. So this is where it's going to get interesting with sort of mapping out how the levels work and everything. We're going to be getting 100 notes in this level and 10 jiggies hopefully. You just peek through the gate and go straight in. Grunty's sort of standing here telling you got to collect all these Christmas lights and stuff. Alright, so we're going to go through and just follow sort of the basic path that I'm following here to try and get all these notes. It's pretty easy to miss notes here and there, but if you follow sort of the same path that I'm taking, you shouldn't miss any. As with most Banjo games, if you do die or anything, you'll lose all your notes, so just keep that in mind as you're playing through. If you're playing on emulator or something, make sure you save stating regularly, or if you're on console, just try not to die. Brentilda's there giving us hints, but if you're following what I'm doing, you probably won't need them. We need these Christmas lights for Grunty, that's one of the big things that we're looking for. It took me ages to figure this out, but you can get on top of this building here and sort of take a little path through on top of all the buildings. Alright, so there's our first actual jiggy there. Alright, I got more Christmas lights behind that house. Probably very easy to miss that one, although you should be able to hear the Christmas lights if you're playing the sound on. Alright, moving on, we're going to grab these feathers. And we'll climb more roofs up here. So there's a big theme in this of actually just like climbing roofs to progress forward. Alright. Now with these things you can use either eggs or gold feathers to get rid of them. So I just use eggs there, and that switch opened up a door to a new area we need to go to. Alright. So cleaned out a lot of what we can do in this area. We're going to head through to the next one. This area I always find really cool. It's got a cool perspective camera thing going on. You might also notice lots of like little sections. We are going to get the pumpkin later in this level, so I'll have to come back and do a whole bunch of the pumpkin. Little Christmas light behind there, and a lovely jiggy for us. Alright, moving back. Alright, and although it doesn't look like it, this is actually Mumbo's skull. So he's going to grab the notes up here and then transform into the pumpkin. And you can see we got a few extra Mumbo tokens compared to what we'd actually really need. Alright, now we gotta do a whole bunch of stuff as pumpkin. So you might have seen some stuff as we were walking past beforehand. One really big one is in the bottom of this pool here. That one took me ages to find when I was playing through. It's very easy to miss. But you sort of come out of the fountain around here. Alright, well, I'm going to head down to that cool room with the camera angle stuff, because there's some things to do with the pumpkin in here. I'm going to go inside there. Grab ourselves a jiggy. That's all there really is to do with the pumpkin in this bit here. Alright, now we're done with the pumpkin, we're going to transform back. And back as Banjo, we'll just clean up the rest of what we need to do here. So there's some roof stuff to grab up here, that's quite important. Very easy to miss that. Another token behind here, not that we need it really. And we can climb up on these roofs again. We were up here before, but there's a bit more that we can grab. So you sort of want to make this big jump up here to this roof, and you'll grab the last 3 notes there. Alright, now Grunty will be happy, we'll give it the lights. Alright, 3 jiggies in and that opens up the gate. Alright. Now just make sure you had 100 notes before you left there, otherwise you will lose your notes here. But now that we're out of here, we're actually in a different version of Spiral Mountain than what we were in before. So before we saw like the sort of sad version, although now we're going to see the happy actual Christmassy version. So this version has like notes and jiggies and stuff, and it's actually like a proper full Spiral Mountain. Whereas the one we were in before was just, you know, you had to transform into the bee and escape. It's really cool how they did this with the hack, actually. I do like it. Alright, so we're just going to go around and get all 100 notes here. Follow the same sort of basic path I'm following, and you shouldn't miss any. Very easy to miss Ginger behind the igloo there, though. It's one thing to keep an eye out for. And we get a jiggy from bringing these presents back, which is good. I do like how the Ginginator's in there too. Nice little feature. And yeah, Mumbo's not really going to want to transform us at the moment. It's cool that you can ground pound the turtles there, but I'm not sure if it really does anything. Alright, so very easy to miss, but you can actually beak bomb these stars here. They sort of act like the snowman's buttons in the original game, whereas they'll spawn a Jiggy under the tree there. Some very easy to miss notes around Grunty's hat here. And also behind her. And we're going to head back down. Alright, back up into the fly pad. We should actually be able to open this note door now, which is good. It's just got a Jiggy behind it though, nothing really too interesting. And we'll head back up. So yeah, we never actually got this Jiggy here, so that'll be worth grabbing. And you can also beak bomb the star on the tree. That opens up this little doorway here. Here's a cool little way to end the game, just by getting these Jiggies here. Going up into Grunty's secret room in the tower. Alright, so he's going to clean up the rest for 100%, and then we should be pretty much done. Just these 5 notes on top of Banjo's house here. So if you look at your totals, they should look something like this. 10 Jiggies, 200 notes. A little bit weird that they didn't put 10 Jiggies in each level, but there you go. And that's pretty much the end of the game there. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you found this useful.